In this episode of Behind the Curve, we're taking you to Oaxaca State, and our first stop is the town of Tule, where there's the world's stoutest tree trunk, and it's just an amazing tree. The circumference is the equivalent of 10 mid-sized cars put next to each other. Can you imagine it? We then headed to Oaxaca City, and we were so excited to get there because Oaxaca is a city you hear so much about when traveling to Mexico. It is one of the cultural capital cities of the country. There's a huge student community based there with so many interesting cafes and libraries, and we were so lucky to explore this place with Alex, our friend who's from Mexico but specifically from Oaxaca. So he showed us everything about his hometown, and it was such a great place to explore with a local. And Alex knew that we wanted to check out the must-see places of Oaxaca, but he took us to also really original places, like for example this restaurant that is just on the outskirts of the town, where we could see how they make tortillas, but more importantly how they prepare a very special fish soup. Literally they take stones that are right off the fire, put them into a bowl, and this is how the fish cooks directly into the bowl. It was delicious. He then took us to the Botanical Garden of Oaxaca. There's more than 1,300 different species of plants, all from the state of Oaxaca, in one place in the middle of the city center. And what is amazing is that all the species that you see there represents no more than 11% of all the different types of plants and trees you could find in the region. It is one of the most biodiverse regions of all Mexico. And as for mosquitoes, you may tell them do not touch. You know what they will do? They will touch. While exploring Oaxaca and its surroundings, we stayed in the town of Mitla with Mario. Mario is a friend of Alex who also lived in the Czech Republic in the city of Brno, where we were living before taking on this trip. And it was so great to catch up with him years after and also to discover where they live. And they have such an interesting project going on there. The grandparents of Mario used to be doctors, and they used to be the first doctors of the region to treat local indigenous, who would walk days through the mountains to come and see them. And right now they're working on a project to bring this place back to life, but turn it into a more organic community where they are self-sufficient and try to grow the foods and sell the food at local markets. Tom and Elliot were super happy to be able to play with water, because whilst on the roads, water is a very limited resource and we do not let them play with it. But over there were far more supplies, so they could really enjoy it. And Elliot even tried his hands at gardening and had a very lucky first catch.
Ouais, Elliot-coup! Elle est jolie ta carotte, mon mimi!
Tom and Ellie loved creating new parkours in the house where we stayed, and didn't seem to be bothered by the scorpions we found one morning in the room. But let's not talk about scorpions now, and let us take you to the Prehistoric Caves of Mitla. We felt privileged to explore this place with the local guides and be on our own completely. These caves do not seem to be very known or to be very touristic compared to other attractions in the nearby region. But what is really amazing is that some seeds that were found there were 10,000 years old. And what it means is that these are the earliest known evidence of domesticated plants in the whole North America. And we couldn't believe that a place of such importance was just for us, with no other tourist, no one else. It felt really special, this kind of UNESCO sites where you get there before it's famous. And just when you'd think we're done with the off the beaten tracks visit, Alex took us to Tlacolula Market, which is taking place every Sundays not too far from Oaxaca City, and it's a very interesting local low-key market where you can see what people buy and sell. Anything you could think of, you can buy it there, from veggies to fruits to animals to parts for your car, toys for the kids. It's got everything you need.
La opción es la carne asada que está acá atrás, ¿no?
And when we got to the food court, we couldn't help to try the local delicacies of insects. It wasn't really up to our taste. Elliot, who's usually super picky with food, gave it a go, and it was a no.
Las tortillas las ponen las compramos ahí al lado.
Nada más quítale las patitas.
Quítale las patitas para que no les lastimen.
But it's all about preparation. What you've got to do is take the legs away, and then it kind of tastes better, at least according to Elliot.
Très bien. Sí, yo también quiero, tengo hambre. Hay que decirle a mamá que nos regale de su alcohol para las manos, desinfectante.
And we're now taking you to Hierve el Agua, which is very close to Mitla and about 70 kilometers away from Oaxaca City. And we went there through the back roads, which appear to be shorter according to Google Map in terms of distance, but taking a lot longer in time. Even though the place was a little bit too touristic and crowded to our taste, the views and the setting made this place a must-see. It was really stunning. And it's already the end of this episode, but the next one is coming right up, and we'll take you to the coast of Oaxaca State, and we'll release some baby turtles, so stay tuned.